He's going to get every penny no
Yeah.
matter what happens. But that's something
Every
else to be
dollar.
aware of.
Hey, so I I just got one more question because this kind of interesting to me. So say like you got agents, like you said, like with Ron and I know Scott and people of that nature, high level agents, and they get these big dollar deals. Is it so? Say like somebody like Lamar Jackson that represented itself, or like the guy that just came to Chicago, or they represent themselves. Is it better to represent yourself in some circumstances, or is it better to hire you an agent that's gonna go in there and negotiate with the team on your behalf? Because I know it could be a conflict, how you hear with the player because you playing and now you got to negotiate with them and they telling you things that you probably really don't want to hear, and So how do that really work? Just from your insight.
Yeah. So I would say the way I always answer this question, I think it's a really interesting one, is that in my opinion, an agent in almost any place, an agent to buy a house, and certainly a sports agent to represent you, if they are very good at your job, they're worth every penny, right? So just to
Mm-hmm.
simplify, let's say that an agent is making 3% of your deal. And yeah, a $250 million deal, that is a lot of money. But here's the thing. If you think about all that they do, if they're very good at what they do, I'll give you an example. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, you're a player and you're negotiating your own deal. The
Mm-hmm.
psychological toll it takes for the weeks, months, or longer that it takes while you're negotiating, it's impossible for it not to, right? Let's say you made $20 million in your lifetime or $10 million, and you're about to sign a $250 million deal. That's one
Mm-hmm.
is wealth. The next one is multi-generational wealth beyond, that is a 10x multiple increase. So it is,
Yeah.
of course, it's going to affect you mentally. Now, some thrive under the pressure. Some, are able to manage it some, but some it can make them, give just too much pressure. And so I think that's number one. And then you get number two, all the auxiliary advice. For example, you can get insurance, and an agent would know that. And you can, there's and all the negotiations about playing time and adjustment. Maybe you lower preseason work because you don't want to get injured, but you do it in a way that you're not holding out at camp, and so you can be managed. And then the third is, if you think about this for anybody, CJ, if I told you I need you to go get me $100 million, you would be able to do
Mm-hmm.
that with a lot more confidence than if I told you go get yourself $100 million. Right? It's a lot easier because you
Mm.
don't feel like you're being greedy. I mean, you're
Yeah.
representing me, and I'm the best of the best, and you could explain it away, and it's a lot easier for you to make the ask than it is for yourself. Because it's hard for you to
Yeah.
make that big ask. You sound greedy. You feel greedy. And so what
Yeah.
happens is, for those three reasons, in my opinion, now there's, like anything else, any profession, there's good doctors and bad, there's good engineers and bad. But in my opinion, a very good agent, from all the experience I've had on the agent side and the team side, is absolutely worth their commission. And if they're not worth your commission, then I think you just need a better agent more than I think I would represent myself personally.
Yeah, I think that's kind of hard, but some people do, and I know that when you do that, you put people around you like family and things of that nature. So I know that it probably can be, like you say, mentally, a little more difficult, or different than, like you said. I think you made a good point. You said if I ask Andres, hey Andres, go out there and get me $150 million contract, and then, or me said to myself, let me go out here and get $150 million contract. I think I'd be better off asking you to go do it and speak on my behalf, because I know, if I'm a football player and you're an agent and this is what you do. And so there's more things in life that you know, or about this profession that that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
And the
a lot of
relationships,
loopholes.
I love that. And the relationships too. I mean, people don't, you don't want to admit to that, but the reality is, if I'm very good friends with your GM, and we've made some really good deals before that were fair, that were great for the player and good
Hmm.
for the team, right? We worked the structure out so it gave him flexibility, but we still got the player a ton of money. That's worth a lot, because under pressure,
Hmm.
and when you're dealing with $200 million, $300 million, $400 million, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
That goes a long way. And so, I love what you said there, because that's the other piece too. Those relationships matter, and so it's difficult. And then there's a locker room impact, and I mean, it's a lot there. So I don't want to say, I don't think they're greedy for doing it, and I love the fact that they're
Hmm.
being thoughtful about how to capture every dollar. But the way I
Hmm.
would describe it is this: adding an agent, if they're good, is growing the pie. I think they're able to get you more, and not only in dollars, but they may be able to get you more in the sense that, for example, that same agent could help, shape your PR a little bit. So that negotiation maybe isn't as negative. And so now you can get another sponsorship deal that you wouldn't have gotten that makes up for some of the money. And they could also
Hmm.
potentially help you get insurance. And they could potentially, and they help connect you with a financial advisor that can make you a lot more money, and that can, that's trustworthy. And so there's a lot of those things. And I think the noise, it really caught my attention. You said is, I don't think anyone understands how much noise these athletes have. I can't tell you how many people are around them all the time, some good, some neutral, and some bad. And it is unbelievable the pressure they face. I mean, I think if anyone faced that, they would be a heck of a lot more empathetic. Like, people just think, oh, look at this player. He's being so greedy. He wants 28 million, not 30. You telling me that 28 million isn't good enough?